I just finished this book. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to come and talk to you, but let me get a bit more presentable. Okay, I'm a bit more presentable now. So we are Victorian Psycho by Virginia Feito. This was published in February, and I'd been seeing it banded around. I thought, whilst it's still fresh in my head, we would discuss a few points. I have done some marking. We will visit those at some point. But firstly, I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of the book first. This is touted as a bit of a dark, comedic, feminist novel. I can see the feminism in it. Yes, it is dark. I'm not sure I would say it was a comedy. I can't say that I guffawed with laughter in any places. I probably spat my tea out on a few occasions thinking, bloody hell. Now this character on the front is Winifred Naughty, and she gets a job as a governess to a very dysfunctional family called the Pounds. There's Mr. Pound, Mrs. Pound, and there is Drusilla, their daughter, and Andrew, their sort of son and heir. I'm not going to spoil the plot and what happens because if you want to read it, then I don't want to sort of, spoil it for you. We do get a bit of a background to Winifred as we keep reading through. So there's some chapters that take us into her past. However, when it starts, there's a few things that are said that kind of points towards her being not quite with it in a stable way, let's just say. Winifred is portrayed as a larger lady. She is an orphan and was raised by a reverend. It's obvious as you read through the book, Winifred has some very violent compulsions. She bites a lot, and there's a lot of inner monologue written into the text, which is quite nice. I quite enjoy that because it's quite disjointed at times. I found you kind of reading it and then all of a sudden you get this inner voice from Winifred. This is my first time in reading this author. She does have another book called Mrs. March. Now I am debating actually whether I want to go into Mrs. March, to be honest with you. This book features several themes, like there's a societal theme, there is a darkness, there's lots of facades, and I have to say, I really quite enjoyed it. Now we're just going to check out some of my tabs, and the first tab was actually page 8. Now we are the beginning is where she is going to the house, Esner House, to meet the Pounds and etc. And she gets there and she is greeted by Mrs. Abel, which is the housekeeper. Mrs. Abel is opening a door and she is gesturing Winifred to go through it. As I walk inside, the skirt of my dress brushes her limp hand, which she withdraws instantly. Mrs. Abel, I muse, is a woman who has never held a penis. Just like, wow, where did that come from? With these little sentences, it's kind of like really introducing you to the character of Winifred, who is, I think, insane, to be honest. We have another penis reference. I thought I would share it with you. There is one of Mrs. Pound's friends called Mrs. Fancy who comes and visits, and there are 3 other ladies which she mentions are the 3 useless sisters, who are standing dully by the drawing room doorway, look down at themselves as if searching for a hitherto undiscovered penises. And that, I think, the reference to that is because they are only girls. They're not boys. They're not important in the line and in the scheme of things, in passing on generations to generations. They're normally married off to somebody else. So I think that was quite apt, actually, because it goes to show that, you know, we're only girls. And sadly I didn't do any more, but they're the ones that I did. I think I ran out of sticky things, to be honest with you. But anyway, I think you ought to read this book and give it a go, especially if you like a bit of this underlying darkness going on. Winifred actually likes to bite things and lick things, and there's scenes where she's with a horse and she's just, you know, admiring it, and then she just bites its butt. What is going through Winifred's head at the time, who only knows. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It was something completely different from what I have read before. I had fun with this book. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please do come back for more, and we'll see you again in another video. So take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.